If any of you guys have ever driven down the 71 freeway heading west towards the 91 freeway, you may have noticed Prado Dam off to your side. A giant wall of stone and earth that creates this massive structure that stretches on for who knows how far. However, you may have also noticed another thing. A giant mural that stretches from one side of the dam's spillway to the other. You're probably thinking to yourself, what's it for? Why is it there? And what is it going to look like in the next few years? Well, stay with me because, believe me, you're gonna want to stick with me for the rest of this video. This is the Prado Dam Bicentennial Mural. It was painted by Corona students Ron Kameyer and several other students at Corona High School nearby. It was painted for the bicentennial of America back in 1976 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Cities, towns, and people all across America were coming up with ideas on how to celebrate the bicentennial. One of my personal favorites includes the 1976 Freedom Train, which was the 4449, a Southern Pacific Daylight GS-4 locomotive that was painted in red, white, and blue, and had a train full of historic artifacts from across America as well as across American history. In this case, one of the Corona students, Ron Kameyer, and a friend hung out in the backyard of a friend's house to talk about submissions they heard for a contest that would be used to celebrate America. Am I in frame?
Yeah.
This thing is huge, I'll tell you that. I think the mural is actually like, it's 100 and something feet tall from what I know, and it's at a 40-degree angle, and from one end to the other, it's, I think, 640 feet from what they told us. This thing is big. Big. In this case, the Army Corps of Engineers had the idea of a patriotic mural that would be painted on the spillway for nearby Prado Dam. Either Ron or one of his friends came up with, why not use the Liberty Bell? In this case, it was paired with the slogan 200 Years of Freedom, celebrating 1776 to 1976. Ron and his friend submitted their idea for the contest. Almost immediately, work began. 30 students camped out over 2 weekends at the dam, and from what they told me, it's around a 40-degree angle that they had to work on, and sometimes the paint would cause their shoes to get slippery, and they would end up rolling right back down the mural before needing to climb back up. The person that I met recently explained to me how she had graduation and she had to be there for the graduation. However, she was still painting the 6 as part of the 1976. She and a fellow student from the high school worked through the night and finally finished at around 2 in the morning, and they were still able to attend graduation that next day. Even though it started out with just one person, it was actually a group effort, and there was actually parents who came in to feed the army of students who were painting, making this mural a reality. Even though the Vietnam War was still going on at this current moment, their work was an inspiration to millions of people across America. And it meant so much to not only the general public of America, but also the veterans who gave so much to see their country honor them with the words, 200 years of freedom. The mural was completed in 1976. The mural was completed in May of 1976, and many school students from not only Corona, but also from Chino to Norco, who you would probably expect to be cynical, actually loved and saw it as a point of pride. And as you can see, the gigantic size of the mural is what's most apparent, as well as the fact that it's so degraded over time, not only by not only from the elements, but also from vandalism. Thankfully, though, the mural itself is going to be restored by, is going to have its restoration start sometime in November of this year, and it's going to finish on July 4th of 2023. At least that's what Ron's told me, and as well as what the news articles have said. Here you can see the mural in its entirety up close. Most of the time you're too far away on the freeway in order to get a good enough view, but when I was down here, good gravy, this thing is huge. You can also see a large crowd of people. Of all of us that were there at the mural for its restoration, for its groundbreaking ceremony, there was only 50 people that were allowed. Now another thing too is that some of the footage is being reused a few times. It's actually because it was 102 degrees out there when we were at that ceremony. And yeah, technology and heat don't really mix. So in this case, I was trying to do a live stream, but my phone overheated, so I couldn't really do a live stream. Here you can see groups of people taking pictures in front of the mural. I was told by Mom, as well as Ron himself, who's the guy with the mustache and the blonde hair. Yeah, that Ron right there. So, Ron told me that a lot of these people who were there were actually friends of his back in 1976 that were there to paint the mural. So, 40-something years later, here they are gathered together again. As you can see, the mural is gorgeous, and as we were sitting there taking pictures as well as listening to the speeches of various people from across the nearby area, I was just taking a moment to appreciate the mural and for what it stood for. 200 years of freedom, 1776 to 1976. This mural is something special to a lot of people, including me, because I never thought that this mural had such a huge historical impact, but now that I've actually read about it, I've researched it, and I've actually seen it up close, I finally understand what this mural really stands for. It doesn't just stand for celebrating America's birthday, it celebrates everything that America stands for. Freedom, where we can say what we want, do what we want, in a morally acceptable way, mind you, as well as appreciating those who have given their freedom for us. For example, my grandpa, he was deployed to Korea during the war. Even though he didn't really fight in any battles, he still served our country, and he did something that I'm sure the general public has never done before. And mark your calendars, July 4th, 2023. I'm gonna be there, and I'm going to do a live stream if it kills me, because I really, really want to see this thing get restored, and I'm gonna make sure that it's a milestone for not only America, but also for my channel, because I started this, and I'm gonna finish this. Continuing forward, you can see more people taking photos. I was so happy that I was able to get to see the mural up close, because for my entire life, my 23 years on this planet, all I've seen is this. Yeah, it's not very impressive, but now, up close, holy cow, it's so much better. And it's so much bigger than I ever thought. As well as some of the original painters of the mural, and Ron. Ron's awesome. They all explained to me how their signatures are all across the mural, and as they showed me where their names were, I actually realized, oh wait a minute, that's not graffiti, that's their signatures up there. Apart from the degradation, the mural is still easy to read, although the Liberty Bell in the middle doesn't really stand out as much as the other symbols on it, but still. So that's the story of the Prado Dam Bicentennial Mural. I know that a lot of you guys were probably wondering, what's going on with that mural, Eric? Well, now you finally know, and you know its history as well, so it's a double-edged sword. So join me next year on July 4th, 2023, hopefully. I mean, that's what they all said that was going to happen. They said, July 4th, 2023 is when we're going to have this thing restored, so mark your calendars. So yeah, anyway guys, thank you all so much for watching. Go to www.friendsofthePradoDamMural.com. You can also take the time to check out the mural in its history, as well as get updates on them at their Facebook page, and you can lend your support by signing a petition to help fund the mural some more. Anyway guys, thank you all so much for watching. Bye everybody!